everyone, Monica here, and today for Stamper's Delight I have a beautiful image we're going to be utilizing for the project. Now this is Chibi, too cute to spook, and look at how adorable she is, a little pumpkin. Now this is great because this is for Halloween. You can use it for autumn or fall designs. You don't want to have to necessarily send something for Halloween because it's not what you practice, but it's a perfect little image that you can convert either or. You can use some bats in the background if you want. This got some autumn leaves that are falling that you can just kind of place there. It's got a little jack-o'-lantern that you can probably place right across here. It really is up to you. Of course, there's sentiments. It's got these little kind of like a flying track that you can see here. And you know, this is a really cute image. So I'm going to use this little image to make a beautiful card showing you how to use different type of stitchings on your card that will be easy to use, easy to make, very quick, and you don't have to have thread and needle and actually do it by hand. So go ahead and continue watching and I'll be right back. All right, so today we're going to be working on doing the stitching right across the top. So for this particular stitching method, we're going to go ahead and run all the way around the edges. We're going to use our sewing machine here to be able to do that. I have white thread ready to go, and I'm just going to go ahead and do a basic straight stitch right around the edge. And this will give us a really nice little feel to this. Let's see, it's going to be about a quarter of an inch. And all right, so now I have finished with my stitching. What I'm going to do is just pull on these strings back here to help feed the strings from the front towards the back. And hopefully I can get that with this little guy here. Perfect. All right, so now I have cleaned that up. I go ahead and take my scissors here. And now I have stitching all the way around. This is a nice way to add an accent to your pieces if you feel that they're a little bit too plain. So that's one way of doing stitching. The other way is you can use either black or white gel ink pens. Let me go ahead and test this. All right, I've got that going. So basically we're going to add stitching, more stitching to this on the inside here just by simply coming through and using our hand or our pen just to actually add in some stitching, some detail. You know, you don't always have to have a sewing machine. This is another option of how you can add stitching to your card. Aside from utilizing a sewing machine, this is quick and easy, and it adds those details for you. Look at just how simple that is. So if you want to add a little bit of details to something that you feel is a little bit plain, simply take your pen and have at it. All right, so let's go ahead and have a closer look. You can see you have beautiful stitch detailing also on that black on the inside of the card. You also have the machine stitch all the way around. Doesn't have to be perfect, and that's totally fine. Okay, now I have my image here that this is gonna go ahead and lay over. I just wanna kind of get that ready there. So this is her little portrait, and look at how cute that is. You can see the details from the stitching, both around the card with a sewing machine, and then you have the hand made stitching with the gel pen. All right, so let me go ahead and get this glued down. So that I have a nice, neat little picture, and look at how cute that is. So 2 ways to actually add stitching to your card, and we're gonna go through and actually add another way. Okay. So for this part, I'm gonna go ahead and take, this is a 1 1/4 tall by 5 1/2 wide, okay? Or vice versa, it doesn't really matter. And what I'm gonna do, okay, so that's 1 1/4. So I'm gonna start here towards the edge, and I'm gonna make a hole punch here and just about there. So I'm just demarcating with my gel pen. All right, so here I have 2 hole punches. This is a 1/8 inch hole punch. So you can see it's very tiny. And then if you have a crocodile, this will absolutely work. You can go ahead and use your crocodile to center in on that, okay? So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna use my 1/8 inch, just because, well, I'm me. So I'm gonna utilize, my demarcations kind of as points where I'm gonna go ahead and hole punch. All right, so here I have some twine. And again, this is gonna be very simple. I don't know if you are familiar with cross stitching or not, but this will be one way to actually do this without a needle and thread. And I just left it on the roll so that way I can just kind of pull some off here. Make sure I have enough to feed through and then pull through. So here is our finished product. We have a beautiful cross stitch that we created, kind of like a little lattice that we can use. I still have these little threads that are kind of hanging here. And just like I would for cross stitch, I'm just gonna pull these in. So now that's ready and secure. And now add some double-sided tape right here. These are from scrapbook.com. These are foam adhesives, double-sided foam tape if you like. But these foam tapes are actually 1/8 of an inch. So this is pretty neat when you have projects like if you're working on shakers, things like this that require foam, but not exactly that whole amount. So I'm just gonna go ahead and line this to help bring this up to the same, height. So now we have our stitching, and we have 3 different type of attention to detail stitching. Well, actually 4, because if you look closely enough to this particular die cut, it's got stitching all along the border. So using your dies for stitching is nice. Sometimes you won't get a full detail, but here you see I have the stitching from the sewing machine. I have my handmade with a gel pen, and then we have this cross stitch that we're going to utilize to make our card. So I'm just going to set that aside for now because I have my image and I want it to have a sentiment. I'm making this more of a Halloween theme. And because of that, I have the sentiment which says Happy Halloween. So we're going to utilize that on top of our little speech bubble here that we're going to use for our card. And there we have our sentiment of Happy Halloween. And I'm about ready to piece together my card. We have our image, we have our decoration, we have our sentiment, so we are good. Now I'm gonna use a 5.5 by 5.5 card base. Let me go ahead and make sure I have this burnished well. So that way it closes over nicely. And I have a particular, I'm almost kind of debating whether I should do it on this side just because of the color combination. But I also like this side because it has all these little pictures and it kind of goes in with our little girl here. So I'm not sure which one to kind of go with. And I think I might use this side. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and place this down. I already put the 1/8 inch strip double-sided foam that, again, you can find from scrapbook.com. All right. slightly kitty corner, so go ahead. I like measuring on the side, so that way I get a nice clean cut, and I'm leaving this corner slightly raised or slightly uncovered because we are going to utilize that corner to kind of maybe a little bit on this raised portion. And I want her slightly askew. So it's just a matter of adding glue on both sides, just like so. I'm just holding that down, making sure that it comes in contact with your other paper products. And there we go. We have a beautiful Happy Halloween card with tons of stitching in different forms that I absolutely love because it adds a little bit of detail, and you don't necessarily have to have a sewing machine to do them. While it's nice, and you can see here that this one was used with the sewing machine, you can also use a gel pen, and you can use thread. And this one basically was a very nice way to add in a corset style or cross stitch. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on how to utilize different stitching types on your card so that you can add a little bit more detail to your images, and very simple, very easy and quick to do. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching Heartcraftpaper. For more videos and tutorials like these, don't forget to subscribe. Visit the website at www.heartcraftpaper.com.